you've got the right resources for SEO help and content help and that sort of thing. And just in terms of kind of the last question for you then is, top 3 resources. It sounds like you've been in the space for 4 or 5 years. What maybe your top 2, 3 resources that you use to look for companies, find companies, acquire companies, anything of that sort? Grow companies, doesn't matter.
Learn about company. My top 2, 3 resources. Let me think about that for a second.
I can jump in. And I'll say a couple of mine to give you a moment to think. So
edit that out too while I'm thinking.
yeah. So a couple of my top resources are going to be the brokerage sites. So Quite Light Brokerage, Empire Flippers, feinternational.com. Those are kind of the most common ones. Biz Buy Sell is common. Biz Buy Sell typically will have a ton of listings, some garbage, some really good ones, but a lot of local businesses. Now, of course, you and I are more in the online space, so those are kind of the resources for online. Another thing I like is if you're in Denver or San Francisco, wherever you are, there's going to be local brokers selling local businesses. And all it does is you just got to do some Googling to figure out who those are and then start to network them. It sounds like way before you bought a business, and I've done the same thing too, is to get on the radar of the brokers. They need to get to know you. They need to get to know your skill sets, and of course, what you're looking for. And I have felt knowing the brokers has significantly given me a better kind of pathway to not necessarily seeing deals early. Maybe there's some of that, but not as much as people think, but more of just trust with the brokers. And so when I submit a question into the broker, they know this is, Ryan, he closes deals and he's got these questions and he's done a transaction with us before, so he gets it. So those are kind of the top resources or maybe tips that I would say in terms of looking for a company to buy.
Yeah, 100%. I would say get on all the email lists of the brokers. There's 4 or 5 main ones. So like you said, get on their list. Empire Flippers comes out with new businesses every Monday. You can see them at a high level. They email it out. You can take a look. I would say even just go on Flippa so that you can learn and refine your eye and how you search, because there's a lot of garbage out there and there's a lot of good stuff out there as well. So it'll help you just get sharper at that. And then I was pulling up my trusty podcast app. The place where I really learned a lot about this stuff, buying and selling, besides your podcast, of course, is the Web Equity Show with Justin Cook and Ace Chapman. So Justin Cook is one of the founders of Empire Flippers. And I would go back and listen to all the seasons of that. It's just amazing. They walk through everything, soup to nuts. And then I would say a shout out to another podcast, which is the Website Investing Podcast with Richard Patey, who actually did my website audit for my mommy blog that I bought. So I think he's doing a great job, and he has a newer podcast as well, and an email that he sends out weekly, analyzing deals. So those are great resources.